24/7. Yeah, click on that thing and
Yeah,
become a member there. Become a
Yeah,
member
yeah.
there and go to the bottom of that server. There's a lot of categories on all the topics that we talk about. And you can look at the research that we've done over the years. Many people have contributed to this research. And if you have any questions about it, you can ask us. You come back later or whatever. But it's far more information there than we could cover in a day talking about the different topics.
Of course, yeah. There's a lot of questions in my mind, and I can't phrase it here. So I think if I have some free time, I will go there and check what is the material.
Sounds good, man. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask those questions. Come in here and have a conversation with us. Sometimes I'll put it to you like this: you can come into this room when we're having discussions with other people, and it might sound a little bit hostile, and we're trying to work on that so that people can actually feel a little bit easier to ask questions. But yeah, the environment sometimes in here, it gets that way because the nature of the topic. The topic is very provocative. People don't know how to react when it comes to, like, they've been told their whole lives the earth is a globe, and we're challenging them on that. So you have to understand that this is the place that where we're challenging people on.
Yeah, of course.
And then it's flat, definitely.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah, but look into all those topics that we have at the bottom of the server. That's going to really help. If you're going to make some more questions,
I'm just thinking that let's say I'm a critical thinker, that I need
good stuff,
the root argument of your beliefs that the earth is flat. So just I need to read the material to know those roots.
Yeah, you could look over the material, but then you always got to come back and check with us and ask us. There might be, I'm going to put it to you like this, there might be some arguments or some material there that's a little dated. So you can come back and ask us if we're still using this or not. So it's, yeah, at some point, I guess people have to comb through what's put in there and stuff. And I'd say.
Okay.
We do try to stay up to date as far as we can with the arguments so that people can be more inquisitive about what our position is. We differ from other flat Earth rooms that you've ever been in, and the reason that we do is because we don't like to have these arguments that are not beneficial to somebody that's coming into the topic the first time.
Yeah, of course I will see. I will just come back to ask more questions about that.
Sounds good, man. We got some new people. Thank you, Khalid. We got some new people jumping in. If you guys want to ask some questions or perhaps have a discussion with us about the nature of the Earth that you are on right now, if you think it's a globe, please chime in and give us the best position for advocating why it is.
Hello. Just want to bring some topic here. I've got a question. So, if the Earth is flat, so why do pilots fly the curved path instead of straight line?
Well, that's a mistake. They don't fly in a curved path. They're charting their course on a world map that looks like a curved path, but the actual navigation over the surface of the Earth, whether or not they're flying that curve, we don't have a way to determine that. So there's no way that they're going to say that they're flying over a curve, because all they know is that they're utilizing the Earth as a horizontal plane. They're flying over a flat Earth according to how they do their job. So that question, I know what you mean, but you've only seen that in the way they are plotting their course over one of those maps, the world map.
Yeah, because that is what they're saying. Like, talked to
that's
before.
That's fine. You can say that, but as far as like their navigation across point A to point B, whether or not they know they're flying over a curve, there's no way. They don't know that.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying.
What you're talking about is projecting the latitude longitude coordinate system on a certain type of map, like the Mercator map. The Mercator map's a square or a rectangular grid. So you're confusing the coordinate system with the actual path the plane is taking.
Mhm.
So if we use a polar grid, I can show you a photograph from a pilot inside the cockpit where they use a polar grid. And on the polar grid, the plane's path looks straight. Right? But if you took that and then he projected that onto the Mercator grid, that path is going to look curved. It's not the actual plane path. It's just a projection onto a map. Understand?
Yep.
Don't confuse the map with the actual territory.
In many flights, you have TV screens in front of your seats, like in the back of the seat or whatever. They have a screen in front of you, and they will be projecting the flight path on a globe grid. You'll see like it's like a globe, and you see the airplane flying around the globe, and that's what you see. Oh, I'm on a globe flying on the airplane.
For those of you who have missed it, there was a special website that a guy named Kin provided us, and this image here was the first photograph ever that was shown lateral curvature of the Earth. I'll post it in the text for you guys to see. This is one of their websites, NASA website. 90 years of our changing views of the Earth. That is 21,000 feet above the Villa Mercedes in Argentina. And then the Andes Mountains, according to what it says here, is 287 miles away. 287.
Yeah, I got you. But why do you think they use okay, I can't say this spherical trigonometry to calculate the distance, like from Spain to Australia like that?
Nobody ever did that in their life.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
Rohan is he's following along the
What's the
topic of the
command to
room.
kick people out again? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't have it for this one. I don't think I've ever banned anybody from here, to be honest.
No, I can text mute them.
Oh.
Force them to come in here.
That would make him want to come in here. Anybody know how to text mute, Rohan?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Give me a sec. 1 sec. I'm gonna warn him first.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. How are you? Sup,
I'm good,
Yoda?
Indio. How are you, man?
Hey
I'm
yo,
good,
I'm
man.
here, I'm here. What up?
Yeah, dude. Nobody said trust us, Rohan.
Okay. But
Let me
can I
ask you
just say
this.
something?
Let me ask you a question. Can you figure
Yeah.
out what the Earth is yourself, or do you have to just simply trust somebody else?
Well, it depends.
No, it doesn't depend.
It does.
Either you can or you can't.
No, that's just your condition telling
No,
me
that
that I
is
can
the
or can't.
can a human being figure out for themselves? Yes or no?
Well, see, I just have one question, right? And
No, answer my question, Rohan. It's rude to
I did
answer a
already. I
question with a
said that it
question. That's
depends.
rude. That's bad manners. Okay, so answer my
Yeah, I
question.
already answered it. I said that it depends. I can't give a
That's not an
definitive
answer. It's a
answer.
yes or no question.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't tell me, I would have probably gone on the NASA website and figured it out or looked at
That's
research
no.
from.
I said figure it out yourself. That's going to somebody else to figure it out.
There's no NASA
But
website. There's no
I
internet.
don't have the resources to
You
figure
go
it out. I don't
outside
have.
and figure it out for yourself.
So if you had the resources, theoretically, you could figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I would send a spaceship to space if I had
Well, how do you
billions
know
of
you can do
dollars.
that in the first place?
Because if I had billions of dollars,
How
I
do you
would
know that you can
probably.
do that in the first place?
How do I know that if I can do
Yeah, that
that
you
in the
can send a
first place?
spaceship into space. How do you know any of that?
Because money. What do you mean?
Because money?
Yeah, because
That's
money.
not an
It's that
answer.
simple.
I said,
That
how
is
do
an
you know
You've
answer.
that?
never.
And you said because
See,
money.
the thing is, I'm actually getting to an elaborated version of your question in my answer, but you're not letting me do that.
Well, dude, because money is not a fucking answer, dude.
All
I said,
right, you
how do
want
you
me to
know that you
describe
can
the
do that
entire
yourself
process?
because money? You're going to
Right.
make
So
some
first of all,
stupid... listen, Rohan,
if I had $1 billion, I would hire a
you're
team
just telling me you believe it even harder.
I would hire a bunch of people to build a spaceship and send it to space if I had the money for
No,
it.
you can do that in the first place.
I know I can do that because people want money, right? And I would pay them a lot to do it. There we
Okay,
go.
but how do you know
Yeah.
they can do it, dude? How do you know anybody can do it at all?
Well, I would look
If
at their
no one had
backgrounds.
ever done it before, you had never
That's
heard of outer
hypothetical.
space. You just woke up. You're the only person in this world. Nobody else is in this world. Would you have figured it out?
That's hypothetical.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we know you like
that doesn't add
to
much
use your
value then.
imagination.
Yeah, but that
We
doesn't
know
add
you like to
value,
use
right?
imagination. It does. Go to
Well, guys, I
imagination
just
land.
have. Okay, wait. I answered
How
a
do you
bunch
figure
of
it
your
out?
questions. Can I
You
ask
want
something?
to know, Rohan, what we're doing here? Do you understand what you're doing or what we're doing? See, I'm asking you
Bro,
for
I just
evidence,
have a
and
very simple
why
question,
did you
man.
interrupt me? I'm asking you for evidence for what you believe to be true, and you're just making silly sociological claims about how you believe there's people that can.
Sociological. Let me Google that
There's
word.
sociological claims. You're making evaluations of what human beings can and can't do. You're not making evaluations of what's in the. Why are you
Sociological
interrupting me
meaning.
again? You rude little shit. Really simply, we're asking you for evidence in the physical and natural world, not what you think other people may or may not have done. We don't care what you think they may or may not have done. So we don't care what you believe other people can do. We don't care what you believe, how much money something costs. We don't believe in any of that. We want the physical evidence that you have, that you know any of that shit's even possible. Because just tell me you believe it doesn't tell me anything. Do you have any physical evidence that you can take a rocket and go to space? Rohan,
Can I ask a question or
did I just ask you a question?
just a sec? What?
I just asked you a question. You obviously weren't listening, so I'm going to ask it again. What evidence do you have, other than what you think other people might know, What evidence do you personally have that you can take a rocket and go to space and look at the Earth?
Because first off, your question was hypothetical, so I answered it hypothetically, right? Because then it
Okay.
wouldn't make sense if I answered your hypothetical
Repeat my question
He,
that I
he
just
never
asked you.
answered it.
Repeat my question that I just asked you back to me. Repeat it to me. What did I just ask you?
Oh, it's pretty simple. How do I know whether I can take a rocket to space? If I had the
Nope.
money for
I
it,
didn't ask you how you know. I asked you what evidence you have.
what evidence do I have? It has
Yes,
been
the
done
evidence.
before.
What evidence do you have you can take a
There
rocket and
was
go
a
to
live
space and look at
stream,
the
right?
Earth?
Yeah, there was a live stream of the rocket actually going into the orbit. So I don't know what you're talking about.
So your evidence is you watched the screen.
My evidence is I
Yeah,
watched
your
a
evidence is you
screen that
watched
was
the
into
screen.
space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that
watched
went
the
into
screen and
space.
they said, here's an image of a rocket going into orbit. And you were like, I believe that.
Why wouldn't I believe that?
Why would you?
Why would I?
Yeah, why would you? Yeah, why would you believe that?
Why would I believe that?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't I believe that? Why would
because it's
that be a sham?
a fantastic, crazy claim.
Fantastic, crazy claim.
Yeah,
I see, I
they're
see.
claiming they built a fucking 2-story fucking rocket and went around a giant a giant ball that's sitting in a fucking vacuum that's nearly fucking
Okay,
infinite.
bro.
And to go to a place where they
Right.
drop things and things don't fall. Okay? Yeah, that's a
Bro,
crazy
I just
claim.
want to ask a
That's a
question, man. It's
crazy
not
claim,
that deep.
Rohan. That's a crazy claim.
Really? That's a crazy claim?
Yeah, that is a crazy claim. Do you have any experience with that?
I mean, this seems like a cult, not gonna lie.
Yeah, so your social commentary, nobody gives a shit. This is what I mean by
Social
all you have is
commentary.
sociological bullshit. You have no evidence.
Sociological.
Yeah,
Okay.
sociological.
Uh-huh.
Comments about what people would
Sociological.
do, about what they should do, about what you think they know, about your comments are about people. They're not about the physical and natural world. Is
I just
science
want to
about
know this
is
one
science
thing.
about people or is it about
Now, look at this from
experiments
my
and
perspective,
observations in the
right?
physical and natural world, Rohan?
I'm just talking about my perspective here, and I
We
don't
don't
know why you're
care.
so
We don't care
offended
about
over
your
that.
opinion. We literally do not
I'm
care
not
about
talking
your
about
opinion.
opinion. I'm talking about
We
perspective.
do
Now,
not
I'm right
care，
here
我
in
不
this
关心啊，
with
能
like
听
so
懂这
many
意思。
people,
We do not
and
care
I just wanted
about
to
your
know,
subjective opinion,
right? You
Rohan.
guys
It's
are
based
making
upon
claims
ignorance.
that Earth is flat. Right, that's
Yeah.
cool. I get that. That's a cool
Why?
claim to make.
Why do we
But
think that, Rohan?
in my eyes,
Yeah, no.
since I don't
Why
know
do
you
we
guys
think that,
personally, in
Rohan?
my eyes,
What?
it's just like,
Rohan, shut
oh,
up.
these are a bunch of guys making claims
Yeah,
that the
okay,
Earth
you're
is
going on
flat.
mute.
up，不让他说了，shut up 啊。
You're hot micing. Rohan, we're going to try this again, okay? You're not getting on your soapbox. You're going to tell us why we think the Earth is flat. Because we don't care about your evaluation unless you actually know our position. So what is our position, Rohan? Why
Your
do we think the Earth
position,
is
are you a
flat?
rocket scientist? Are you doing
Answer my
research?
fucking question. Why do we think the Earth is flat?
Why do you guys think the Earth is flat? Maybe because it's a cultist belief.
No, but
That's
no.
why.
But that's not a reason, dude.
That is a reason. That's why you believe
Because
that the
it's a
Earth is flat.
cultist belief, it's not a reason to believe the Earth
It
is
is.
flat.
Every
A
human
cultist
needs
would be.
purpose,
My
and
cult
this
leader
gives you
told me
purpose.
the Earth was flat. Okay, that would be a reason. I want the reason, dude.
Nah, a cult.
Yeah, so
focuses
you
on
don't know
belief.
the reason why we think it. You have no clue, do
I
you?
do.
What
I do
is
why
it
you
then?
think it.
Then what is
I
it?
think this gives you a purpose.
Okay,
that
last.
you believe that
Oh,
the Earth
so
is flat.
another psychological, sociological argument.
You can prove me wrong.
This-
I mean,
you-
that's what you're here to do.
Okay, I will prove you wrong. We think the
Okay.
Earth is flat because you observe and use the Earth as flat. We've measured the Earth to be flat using all sorts of devices. Lasers, infrared, long distance observation, radio waves, microwaves, you name it. All different types of technology demonstrate that the Earth is flat. Okay? Do you know how? Because the water that's on the surface of the Earth, it has to be curving for the Earth to be a ball, right? Because the hypothesis is there's gravity, and the surface of the Earth is mostly water, and that gravity forms the Earth into a ball. So that means the water is in the form of a ball, and that the water has to curve on its surface. Well, we can just go measure to see if the water actually is curving on the surface and it is not. That is why we think the Earth is flat, not for any fucking sociological reason.
But for that, but if the Earth was flat, we would know that it's flat.
Yeah, we do know. That's what you observe. You've never seen the Earth as a ball. You saw a screen.
But at the same time, you tell me that I've seen a screen, and then why
Yeah.
would all these media channels lie about Earth not being flat?
Okay.
Like, what are they getting out of it?
So, Rohan, okay, if you go on YouTube right now and type in video from the ISS, you'll get it says live stream of the ISS. That's not actually the live stream. You know that, right?
Okay.
Because the actual live stream is on NASA's HDEV site, and if you go on that, the video they show isn't going to be the one that's on YouTube. This illustrates a perfect point, is that you can't tell the difference between what is actually a live stream and what is not.
No, you can't tell what's a live stream and what is
Okay,
not.
so the one on YouTube, you already said that was the live stream when it's not. That's pre-recorded. No, it's a pre-recorded HDEV video that they live stream to YouTube. So in that sense, it's live, but it's not live from the ISS. And you can't tell the difference.
Well,
can
the
you?
Earth's,
And you can't tell the difference, can you?
if a celestial body is massive enough,
Yeah,
its own
cool
gravity
story,
puts it
bro.
into a spherical
Yeah,
form, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Can you demonstrate? Okay. What's the experiment that shows that's actually true?
What is the experiment that shows
Yeah,
that?
you just made a hypothetical. Yeah, a celestial body will be formed into a ball. Yeah. Okay. What's the actual experiment, the observation, or the mathematics which demonstrate that to be true?
I mean, it's literally physics.
Yeah, literally physics is not an answer. Give me the mathematics.
Yeah, walk us through it.
Look, bro, give us either the mathematics, the observation in nature, or the experiment in a lab which demonstrates that claim to be true.
Well, what I
Yeah, that's right. You can't do it because no one's ever done it.
No one's ever done it.
It's never been observed. Listen, planets have never been observed to form, or stars never been observed to form at all, much less knowing the cause of why they would form. Okay? Just because they appear to be circles or spheres now doesn't mean they form because of the reason you say, right? No one knows why they formed because no one's ever observed it.
This is not my reason. This is Google's reason.
This is Google. Oh my goodness gracious! It's Google's reason. Did you really say that? You said we're in a cult. You're in a cult of Google, dude. You're not even ruled by people. You're ruled by a fucking goddamn AI.
You're contradicting your entire existence on.
Dude, you're in a fucking cult of Google, dude.
If you
your worldview came from Google and YouTube.
You don't believe in anything.
No, I believe in lots of things.
You shouldn't brush your teeth.
I believe that you're a troll. I believe you have no argument. I believe that you're just coping right now.
Coping.
You haven't made a single argument,
and I can prove it.
I mean, I wouldn't care if the Earth is flat or round. I'm just like getting your experience, and I feel like there's so many contradictions in what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like no one cares what you feel like, dude. You can't point out a single contradiction I said, Rohan.
What you're saying.
You can't point out a single contradiction I said. So now this is the thing we typically deal with, Rohan, is you guys resort to lying.
You shouldn't be using a toothpaste either, or you shouldn't be doing all these things, right?
What are you talking about?
Contradicting yourself.
Where was it? No, that's an all or nothing fallacy. It's not a. You're making all or nothing. Either you accept. Look, Rohan.
Pretty simple.
No, you're trying to do voice. You're trying to say if you don't do an all or nothing fallacy, that you're contradicting yourself. That's horseshit. Yeah. Clearly you're wrong because you tried to. No, because it's a logical fallacy, Rohan.
So wait, if you
it's an all or
showering,
Rohan.
You shower either then, right?
No, that's a logical fallacy. Okay, that's called an all or nothing fallacy. That you have to accept everything that someone says or nothing. That's a fallacy.
Everything someone says or nothing.
Yeah, so everything science purports to say, you have to accept all of it. But if you dispute one part, you have to dispute it all. That's horseshit. That's an all or nothing fallacy.
Well, if
yeah,
you take a
and it's not a contradiction. Good try though with rhetoric. But rhetoric will not rule the day here.
Water, that kind of reduces friction. And it's like over time the clay becomes more rounded. It's because gravity exists, the
Okay, cool
gravity
story,
is
bro.
making that
Yeah, so anyone
thing
observe that?
round,
Yeah, anyone
and there
observe
is
that?
gravity in
Yeah,
space.
has anyone
The Earth would
observed
be
that?
round.
Well, let me ask you, Rohan, is science based upon empirical observation, yes or no?
No.
Okay, you're going on mute. You're an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah, he's created his fantasy world, and he won't allow anyone to take it away from him. And to be into that position, he has to deny the reality and the truth. So obviously, he's on mute. How can you
He
say
just
no?
said science is not based upon observation when science is defined as the systematic study of the natural world and the things in it. Now, if you don't observe nature, which is what science is about, how do you say anything about the thing you're not observing?
Exactly. Yeah. He wasn't listening to what you were saying. He just wanted to talk about his fantasy. That's all he was doing. Just going on like a robot. That's all he was doing.
He just wanted to chant that we're in a cult and, whatever.
Yeah, silly.
You
There are
want to try and talk
measurements.
sense
When
into
you
him?
hear the word
Yeah.
measurement, when you hear the word measurement, that's integrity right there. Because you're now going to be examining using whatever unit you're going to use to measure, but now you're making a concise observation now, or measurement of your observation, let's say.
Sheepdog, you want to talk sense
I
into him?
did want to ask him a question to see if he was in a cult. Should I unmute him for a moment and ask him his question?
Yeah,
Ask him a
yeah,
question?
yeah, yeah. Feel free. I got what I want. Say something stupid.
Rohan, I got a question for you, man. I want to know if you're in a cult. So, if the surface of the Earth is not curving, then the surface of the Earth must be what?
But the Earth is like 7,000 kilometers wide. How would you know if it's curving or
You're
not unless you do the experiment?
you're in a cult, bro. You're in a cult. You can't
No,
even answer the
a
question.
cult would
Your
mean that I
your
have a
cult won't
belief
let you
that's out
answer
of
the
the
question.
normal. I feel like you're in a cult though. Think about it, because
Yeah,
you're
you are. You
believing
can't
something
even
that's
answer
out
the
of the
question
ordinary and you're
honestly.
sticking with it. That's a cultist belief.
You can't even answer the question honestly.
No,
I can
the
prove that I'm
answer
not
is
in the cult
simple. I
because
said the
I
Earth
will
is
answer every
7,000
question from
kilometers
here on
wide.
out.
I mean,
Whatever
it's
question
as
you want,
big as
I'll answer
7,000
it honestly.
kilometers as
I
in
bet
diameter.
you won't
So
answer my questions
the
honestly.
Earth does curve. I don't know what
Really?
you're talking
How
about.
much?
The Earth does
How
curve.
far away is the horizon?
What?
How far away is the horizon?
How does that matter?
How far away is the curve of the Earth?
None of that matter because the Earth does
It
curve.
doesn't?
No, it doesn't because the Earth does
Well,
curve.
I mean, if it's curving, then that would matter, right? If it's not curving, then it's what?
But how do you know that it's not curving?
Because the horizon's not where they say it is.
Know what they say it is, and you have seen this yourself?
Yeah, I've gone out and seen it. Most of us have in this room. We do it on a regular basis. This isn't like a one-off thing. You can go check yourself. How far away
See,
is the
that's what a
horizon?
cult is, right? Now you have a
In
belief in your head
Rohan,
that the Earth is actually flat, and now your brain is just finding reasons for it to be true.
Rohan, close your Dorito shoot for a second. In fact, as a hobby, I jump out of airplanes. You know the things Globers come in here and claim they see the curvature from? No matter the altitude, no curvature when I jump.
Maybe your field of view doesn't allow it. How do you know that? Maybe the field of view that your eyes perceive, your eyes can only see so far, right?
You don't
And
even know how far the horizon is. You don't
how
know
far is the
but that
horizon?
doesn't matter because
Yeah,
your
it
eyes
does
can only
matter.
see
It
so
does
much. So
matter.
whether I
Because we're
know
talking
where
about
the
curve
horizon
over distance.
or if
We're
it's
talking
not,
about
All
curve
right.
over
your eyes
distance, Rohan.
still work the
Hold
same
on,
We're
way.
talking about
Jin.
It
curve
doesn't
over
matter
distance.
if I know
Jin,
that.
let me ask you, Rohan. If it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, then do boats go over the curve?
Do birds go over the curve?
Boats, ships. When ships sail away, do they go behind the curve?
Well, the Earth's curve is so big that you won't notice it even if they do. Yeah.
Right. So how far?
Right.
So how far away is the curve when boats start to go behind the curve. Does the sun set behind the curve?
Well, see, the logic is pretty simple here.
Does the sun set
If
behind
the
the curve?
boat is hitting that curve, you wouldn't
Is the
notice that
sun
it's curving because the
is
Earth
the
is so
sun spin?
huge.
Look,
Dude,
is
like,
the Earth
you wouldn't
spinning?
notice the curve.
Is the Earth
Yeah, of
spinning?
course. Yeah, of course.
Okay, and then does the sun set behind the Earth when the Earth spins?
That depends, right?
The Earth is spinning. The sun
Yeah.
comes across the sky because the Earth is spinning, and when the sun sets, it's now nighttime because the Earth is facing away from the sun, right?
Wait, let me just Google this for a minute. What?
Oh my God!
No, I mean, I would like believe whatever Google says because
You
it's
see,
it's
you
just
have
like
no
your word
knowledge.
against
You have no knowledge. You've got to keep Googling. You've got no experience, nothing. You're empty here.
dog. See,
How
it's
dare you
your
tell
word
us
against
we're in a
Google. It's
cult? How
your
dare you?
experiment
No,
against Google.
no.
Now
How
Jan
dare
says it.
you?
So, bro, of course I'm gonna be a little
No,
skeptical.
Rohan, how
Like,
dare you say
am I
to
not
Rohan,
allowed to
shut
be
up.
skeptical?
Shut up. How dare you tell
Why
us
am I
we're in
not
a
allowed?
cult when you have to Google what you already believe?
Well, because you're in a cult, because one,
Yeah, no,
you're a
you're
very
in a
small
cult.
number
So
of
you have to
population
Google what
claiming
you
something
already
really
believe.
absurd.
You already
And
believed it.
second of all, you genuinely believe this, right? So that's how cults
You,
work.
dude, you
So this is
believe
how
shit
cults
you
work.
don't even
Cults
know. You have
believe
to
something out of
Google.
the ordinary, and they stick with
Rohan,
it.
shut
That's
your
sheer
fucking
doing.
pie hole, dude.
And I'm not
Or I'm
believing
gonna
anything
shut you
out of
up.
the ordinary.
3,
I'm actually looking at
2,
various references.
1. Rohan,
Yeah.
you believe something and you have to Google it.
So
You already
what does
believe
that
it
prove?
without the
Yeah. So
information required to
so
justify the
why are
belief.
they mutually exclusive?
Why did you just
So
interrupt
why is
me?
it mutually
Why did you
exclusive
just
that I
interrupt
believe
me?
something and
Why
of
did you
course
just interrupt me? Dude, this is very fucking simple. You believed it and then had to Google for the information to justify the belief. You have to check with your fucking cult to see what you should believe and why you should believe it. You're the one in a cult. You're projecting your own fucking problems on us.
That's not how it works, though. That's not what a
It's
cult is.
exactly how it works.
No, not really. I think you're not understanding meaning of what a cult actually is.
Yeah, there's a dogma, and you have to believe in the dogma. You already believe it. You're
Well, those are
checking
just
what the
fancy
dogma
terms that
is.
mean nothing.
You
Because a
had to
cult
check
is a
what
relatively small.
Rohan. You had to check what your dogma was. You had to check with the frickin' high priest to see what you actually believe.
He literally said, I literally told him exactly how the globe Earth works. That the Earth is spinning, and because it's spinning, the sun moves across the sky. And when the sun goes away and it becomes nighttime, it's because the Earth is facing the opposite way from the sun. Hold on, let me go check Google.
He had to check. He had to check to make sure you had the correct dogma. Literally. Does sheepdog have the
There's
correct
no
dogma? Rohan?
there's no way a flat earther could get
Does sheepdog have the
understand
correct dogma? So when you Google to check sheepdog, is he saying the right thing?
Depends on what he's saying.
As the Earth is traveling around the sun, the Earth is spinning on its axis. When it's daytime, the Earth is facing the sun, and when it's nighttime, the Earth is facing away from the sun. Because the Earth is spinning, the sun moves across the sky, and when the sun sets behind the curve of the Earth, it's now dark time because the Earth is facing away from the sun. That's what you believe, right?
I believe that there are different times in the day wherein in some parts it's night and in the other part of the earth it's day. So of course the earth is
Why is it nighttime in some places? Why isn't the sun shining on those places?
the sun isn't shining on those places because one, the earth is spinning and the sun, I mean it's spinning around the sun, and when the earth is spinning within the 24-hour cycle, in some places it's day because you know the it just changes, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
It's because the Earth is spinning. That's why it's round and it's spinning. That's why that happens. The 24-hour cycle.
I think you should
where the
Google it
sun
again to
rises and
find
sets.
out. You should Google it again to find out what you believe.
This guy, bro. It's not that hard to not that hard to understand, dude.
I
Like
mean, look,
on the
at this
globe,
point, it's your
when the
word
Earth is
against
facing
NASA and SpaceX.
when the
So, I
Earth
mean,
is
it's
facing
of
towards
course,
outer
I would
space.
believe them over you guys. I don't get what is so like
We don't want you to
confusing about
believe
that.
us.
Yeah, it's not about believing, right?
It's not about
It's not like a
believing
very
us.
technical, strong
But
thing to
here's
do.
the
I'm just
thing,
saying
Rohan.
from my
I used
perspective,
to believe in the
it's your
globe for
word against
39
their
years.
word. Know what I mean?
I now
So it's
know
up
the
to y'all.
globe better than most globe earther believers.
Hmm.
There's a reason why I'm a flat earther. I know the globe better than
I
you.
mean,
I
the
promise.
Earth. I just googled why the Earth is not flat. The Earth is not flat because gravity pulls matter together into the most
Awesome.
efficient shape, a
Okay,
sphere.
great. We already
how
covered
do you
that.
prove
I
that?
said, let's check that hypothesis. What was the experiment, observation, or mathematics
The
which
experiment
demonstrate
was
that?
if you dip a mushy round of clay into water, after some time, that
What does that have to
ball
do with
of
gravity
clay
forming
becomes
things into
round,
a
and
ball?
that's gravity doing its thing. So why wouldn't that
What are
happen
you
on a much
talking
larger
about?
scale,
So
like the
putting
Earth?
water into clay is gravity?
Putting water into
Clay
clay,
into water?
but the clay
What
which
did
is
you say?
lumpy,
Say that again?
which has lumps, it becomes
Yeah?
round eventually, and that is because of gravity.
Okay, that's your claim. I want the evidence for the claim.
Evidence for the claim?
Yeah,
The
the evidence
evidence
for the
for the claim
claim.
would be you dipping clay into water and seeing it.
What?
That's yeah. If you
No, the
dip
evidence
water
that
into
gravity
clay,
forms things into
I mean
balls,
clay into
Rohan. Try
water, you
try to
make it a
keep up,
mushy
bro.
thing, and
The evidence that
eventually after some
gravity.
times it becomes round
Okay,
because of
is that caused
gravity.
by gravity? Is gravity the
Yeah, it's
cause of
because of
that?
gravity. Yeah,
Okay.
gravity is the cause
We
of that.
want the evidence, right? The observation of gravity forming something into a ball.
The observation. Let me look it up. Let's see if there are any experiments on that.
This is getting better.
Gravity making things round. Way.
Yeah. The actual
Gravity makes
observational evidence.
Gravity makes a large celestial bodies round because it pulls all matter equally towards the center of mass. And the sphere is the most efficient shape for this.
Is that a claim or is that evidence?
That's not a claim. Wait, there has
That's
to
not a
be.
claim.
You want evidence? Okay,
Yeah,
let's look
evidence
up
would be
evidence.
you actually make the observation in nature with some type of instrument, telescope, your eyes,
Oh, there's a
freaking
YouTube
microscope.
video.
So shut
I'm
up.
gonna.
Shut up. Why are you interrupting me?
Let,
So you make the observation in nature, right? And you record the data. That's what we want.
That is nice.
well, there's a YouTube video on it.
Of it being observed in nature?
Have you watched it? Have you watched it?
Yeah,
दिमाग खराब
yeah,
कर
I've
देंगे
seen
इनका।
it.
Hey, Rudy, you're hot micing.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Hello there.
Wait, how
Hi.
do I send this video to you all? Wait, it's called
It better not be a
Gravity
simulation.
Visualize. It is
No
a
simulations. I said nature.
Yeah, but then
Nature.
that's a wild claim to
We
make.
can
though,
simulate Superman
isn't it?
flying around. We
Now
can
you
simulate
want,
freaking cars
now you
jumping
want
buildings in
something
GTA.
That is so
coming out of
true.
your terms and conditions, and that's a cultist belief.
That
That's a cult belief.
science. You know, this science is based upon empirical observation.
Nah, it's based on simulation as well. Nowhere
No,
it
it's
says
not.
that simulations are wrong.
No, even if you have a simulation, that simulation has to be verified with a natural observation. Otherwise, how do you know your simulation's
not
right?
really.
How do
That's
you know
not
your
how it works.
simulation's right, Rohan?
Simulation
I
shows
saw,
us
I saw a
that it works
simulation.
Answer this
naturally.
question. How would you know your simulation is correct if you don't compare it to the natural world?
I saw a simulation that the Ninja Turtles were real.
One sec, wait.
Answer my question, dude. How do you check your simulation if it's correct?
By using science, logic, and math.
By using science? No. Science
Yeah,
is,
but
is
gravity is literally
Rohan. You said
gravity
science.
makes large
What is science?
objects around in real life by
You,
pulling
no,
the
in real life
masses
they
towards a
no.
central point. So I
That's
don't
the
know what you're on about. I mean,
yeah. You
the
can you
statement is
just
so simple, even a
yeah.
10-year-old
I
could
understand the
understand this.
idea.
And I
Okay,
feel like
I
you're in a
understand
cult.
that. Rohan,
I feel
shut
like this
up.
thing is a cult.
I understand the idea. I understand the hypothesis.
Yeah, so
I
if you
want the
understand the idea, if you
scientific
understand the
evidence for
hypothesis,
it.
then you already have your
Why are
answer.
you
That's what
over
makes a
talking me?
crown.
You fucking utter clown, dude. I want the scientific evidence for the hypothesis being
Bro,
true.
the scientific evidence
Is the
is a
observation.
simulation that you create because gravity universally already
So you just say
exists. So any
you're just saying
simulation
the
that you
hypothesis
create that
again.
correlates with gravity is
You're just
real.
saying the hypothesis again. I
So if
want
you
the
reject
experimental
that,
result.
you probably are in a cult.
No, I want that. You just state you're in a cult, just chanting the hypothesis over and over again. I want the experiment that
It's
confirmed the
not a
hypothesis.
hypothesis. It's real.
Okay, your hypothesis is gravity forms things into balls. Okay, we've heard you 50,000 times say the same thing over and over again. We want the experiment which confirmed the hypothesis is true. Go.
State of denial.
Go. You were talking the whole time that you were muted? You know you just been muted for like 30 seconds, right?
Oh no,
You're
I was on a
psycho.
different tab.
No, you're a
I
psycho.
didn't see.
Yeah, you're a psycho.
Oh yeah, I'm totally a psycho for being on a different tab. Yeah, man.
No, you're a psycho
That's
because you're just chanting. You don't even realize you're muted because you're not listening or paying attention. So for the last time, I'm going to ask you
I'm
one
not
more
paying
time.
attention because this is a cult.
What do I want? What did I ask you for?
And I told you, gravity makes celestial
No, what I asked
objects
you for,
round
I want you
because
to
it pulls
repeat to me what
equally
I
from all
asked you so
sides
that you
towards the center of
understand.
Mars. And you can look up the mathematics for this as well if you're that curious.
Mathematics is still the hypothesis.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, mathematics is still the hypothesis. We want the experiment which confirmed the
Well,
hypothesis.
if everything according to you is a hypothesis, then that is a cult, right?
No,
Like a
no.
cult is believe everything
That's
according to you is
that's a non
hypothesis,
sequitur.
everybody's lying.
If everything is
For
a
some
hypothesis,
reason,
you're in a
people are lying
cult.
that the Earth
You're
is
a
flat,
retard,
and that
dude.
is a
Okay,
cultist
I'm done,
belief.
dude. Yeah, dude, you stop making sense. You're in full fucking cult mode. Okay. Scientific claims, scientific hypotheses require experimental validation of the hypothesis. This is called the scientific method. Okay. So, one more time. You need to do two things when I unmute you. You need to tell me what I asked you for, and then provide it. What did I ask you for, Rohan?
Here, give me a minute.
What did
I
I
was
ask you
muted.
for, Rohan?
You asked me. You asked. Wait, how would you see that though? You would need to go to space for that.
Okay. What did I ask you for?
But you would have to go to space.
3
for
times
that,
I've
wouldn't
asked you now.
Yeah, but
4
you would have to
times.
go
This
to
is the
space
last
for
time I'm
that.
asking you, and then I'm kicking you out of this chat. Okay. What did
Feel
I
free to
ask
do
you
what you
for?
like.
What did I ask you for?
Just a sec.
I asked you for evidence of the hypothesis is true. So this, that might have been frustrating, but I wanted to do an exposition on a fucking cultist accusing us of being cultists, which is frickin' batshit crazy.
Just prove it to you of the YouTube, though.
Yeah, watch the simulation. There's my evidence. I made a video game.